going on, YouTube? So yeah, I just got the boat back from Bass Pro. It was in a different location than the Bass Pro that I bought it from. I'll explain that here in just a second. Let me go ahead and actually kind of get into it a little bit. Let me put you up here. All right. So yeah, so everything went as smooth as it can be. I will have to say, and I'll get into this in a little bit, I am very pleased with what's going on. If you haven't watched the previous video to this is a part 2, an update to what's going on. Go click on that so you can see exactly what's going on, and you know, maybe even refresh yourself and leave comments below too. I want to hear what you guys have to say about everything. But anyways, and I do appreciate some of the reach outs, and you know, a lot of people's comments are helpful, and you know, they open my eyes to a few things and all of that, and we'll get into all that right now. So anyways, had some issues. Okay, had some issues. I've had this boat in my garage for it was like 2.5 months, and all of a sudden problems were taking place. If you look in the last video, had fender problems coming home from Bass Pro Shops. 2 of my upgrades were not on the boat when I picked it up, that I paid for. And then about 2.5 months into owning the boat, my fish finders, my graphs, both of them on the console and the bow, both of them just started freezing and getting all jacked up. So anyways, this is my update. I brought the boat to another location. I'll just say, because they did such a good job, it was in Manteca, California, that Bass Pro Shop. They were nothing but professional with everything they did. I think the video kickstarted something, and they really took care of me. I'm not one to bitch and complain about things, but when you spend this kind of money, you never let somebody put you on the ground and just say, oh, that's what it's all about. You got to take care of business. I mean, this is a big investment, and knowing boats, you guys all know, owning a boat is the worst investment you can ever have. So, you know, we got to really make sure we take care of the situations when they occur, just so we can still feel a little happy about our purchases. I put the video, the previous video, on another forum, and not just on YouTube. I linked it somewhere, and it's, I won't name the site just because, you know, it is what it is, but I put it on there, and immediately people were commenting and saying what they had to say about the situation and giving their own opinion, and within an hour, the regional manager for White River, I think it's White River Marine, I'm not 100% on that, basically for nitro boats, the regional manager, Kent Brown, he contacted me and got this ball rolling quickly. So kudos to him. Thank you very much, Kent. He went ahead and contacted Manteca, California, Bass Pro Shop, and it is a different Bass Pro than where I purchased my boat. Again, I'm not going to mention that, and if I did in another video, I'm sorry. But yeah, just, you know, don't want to bash too hard on a specific location. So anyways, bought the boat from a different location, and he reached out to Manteca, California, Bass Pro, and basically spoke to the manager of that Bass Pro, and then the manager spoke to this gentleman who is the Tracker Boat service manager. His name is Rick White. When I say professional customer service, this guy takes a 10. He almost takes an 11. This individual, it was almost to the point where I'm asking, like, hey man, like, I don't want to get anyone in trouble, you know, I'm not asking for certain things. And he made it very clear that for what I'd done buying this boat from Bass Pro, it is unacceptable for what happened. So just a long story short, everything that I've talked about in the previous video I was 100% correct. The graphs were completely blown out. The port was probably the main culprit, but it blew out my graphs and such. So Rick and his team, and I'll just mention real quick, Rick, Tom, Josh, Jethro, and Lynn, and there's probably a couple other guys I'm missing, I'm sorry. Those people were so on top of their game that, I mean, it was very impressive, actually. So thank you very much, guys. You guys were perfect. So yeah, let's go ahead and explain what they actually did for me. All right, so just a little recap on what happened previously. Basically, I went down to Bass Pro to pick up the boat. I think it was in October. I think it was October 8th. I'm not 100%. I don't have my notes on me. Anyways, went down to pick up the Bass boat and noticed there was no brake on my trailer. As you can tell, there still isn't. We'll get into that. No brake on my trailer, and there was no driver's side cleat for me to tie off to a dock. First thing I noticed. So yeah, still no brake trailer. That's got to be handled with the Bass Pro that I ordered it through, unfortunately. Not sure why. I'm sure that will change if that does not get handled. I am still very unhappy with that Bass Pro Shops. Okay, that location. Manteca was just on top of it. I mean, just whew, they're just a perfect unit over there. As you can tell, I got my cleat. Okay. I guess it was a very difficult install. These cleats are meant to be installed during the build of the boat. So kudos again to the team out there in Manteca. Thank you very much. And then to move on. So on my way home, my driver's side, I think it was my driver's side fender fell off. Yeah, it was my driver's side fender. It fell off and it was it was bouncing up and down. They went ahead and redid those bolts to what they were supposed to use. Used some nice Loctite and everything. So those are good now. Then basically 2.5 months of the boat being in my garage, my graphs blew, and that was not fun. So I had the Helix 7s. It was a Generation 3. And they both blew. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you that just because this might have happened to you in the past, or you get a brand new boat and something goes wonky or whatever, I don't want to say that everyone's going to be treated like I was treated. Okay? I obviously have a bundle of issues after spending a lot of money. So they treated me right in Manteca, and they build the other Bass Pro Shop, so they're going to pay for these upgrades. But what they were able to do for me, again, it might not be the same for you, it might be better, I just don't want to get anybody in trouble, is they gave me a Generation 4 Helix 9. So it's not a Gen 3, it's a Gen 4. It is SI, so it has side imaging and all of that. It's a very nice upgrade. Again, Rick and his team fought for me and did what they did. So the thing is just really nice. As you can tell, it's a lot bigger than my other one. So thank you very much. And to move on to the bow, they did a Gen 4 Helix 8. Really nice. So yeah, awesome. Thank you very much. Along with that, they did a 20-hour service like they promised in the past. So the 20-hour service got done. What else was done? There was something wrong with my my miles per hour gauge. I think it was just clogged up. I do fish the Delta, maybe hit a little sand here and there. You just never know. Maybe a dead body. You don't know what's floating around in there. They cleared that up. That all works and such. They did give me, even though these are little cheapy things. I do want to get the rod straps that are inset in the floor, but they did exchange these. They were starting to get a little weak. I do run a lot of rods sometimes, so both of them. So thank you very much. I do want to let you know as well too, They actually ran new wiring all the way through. Okay, and the reason why they did that is probably because you need to with the new ones, but also Rick noted that he can tell that there was a little bit of pinching from the factory, and so that's not good. Essentially, I'll go into one last thing. They did put a new port in here. Excuse me, I think my boat's a little messy inside. Underneath the fire extinguisher here, there's a new port down there. And that's basically organizes all the power and everything for your hummingbirds and stuff. So I'm sure it's a lot more detailed than that little redneck spiel, but whatever. So what's been going on is essentially boat sales during COVID has blasted through the roof. The problem is you would think that it would be opposite, but people were getting on unemployment and kind of taking advantage of their vacation time, and they were ordering boats nonstop. So COVID actually caused the boating and fishing industry to skyrocket. And what Rick and what other people were saying is, because of COVID, kind of the complete opposite effect was happening. There was too much business, and I think they were pumping boats out pretty quickly. That's just a theory. He's not saying that that's what's going on, but they were just pumping boats out. I think they've pretty much caught up now. So still purchase boats, buy boats, go fishing, enjoy yourself. I think that was kind of the cause. So what does this mean for the future of me buying things from Bass Pro? I will say that I have mixed feelings for Bass Pro. I guess, we look at things during this time and COVID and such, and we have to kind of accept things for what it is. I do not think that if you can operate, if you are promising to still put out boats and stuff, like big time expensive boats and whatever you're doing, cars, whatever, computers, no one should. The customer is still a customer, and if you can't do it, you can't do it. So it is what it is, and we got to the bottom of it. So the positive side is a lot of people that have reached out to me are telling me Bass Pro Shop is this, Bass Pro Shop is that. It doesn't matter if they have deep pockets, they suck, and all this kind of stuff. I said that on my last video. I will tell you that a company without deep pockets absolutely could not have performed the way that they did in an emergency pissed off customer situation. Okay? They went well and beyond what they were supposed to do. It looks good. Now, these may crap out on me again. I don't know. You might be seeing part 3 and just part 4 and part 5. You may be seeing this stuff, but I hope we don't have to do that. But anyways, I will say that so far they kind of kick butt. So new graphs, new cleat, 20-hour service, new bolts on the fender, and a new I keep calling it a module. It's a new port for both the Humminbird graphs and stuff. So they went ahead and just took care of everything, just so this doesn't happen anymore. I hope everything works out. I will say, I probably still would never purchase a boat from Bass Pro, just because of you shouldn't have to make a video. To all your boat owners out there who bought a boat from some place, you shouldn't have to make a YouTube video because no one's answering the phones and all of that stuff. Now, during COVID, it is what it is, but it's not right. All right? You shouldn't have to deal with that the way I had to deal with it. I dealt with it that way because I kind of figured, well, we'll see, it's going to make good content, but at the same time, it's going to pull the strings that need to be pulled, and it did. So anyways, I will still purchase things from Bass Pro, you know, my lures and stuff like that. They are Bass Pro. I mean, they're still a good business. Buying something like this, I mean, that's like going down to your Ford dealership and buying your brand new 2021, 2022, 23, you know, whatever it's going to be, vehicle, and in 2 months, you know, you're leaking oil, or your front lights go out and nobody's answering the phone, and all of that. So anyways, leave a comment, like, subscribe, do it all. This is fun. Okay? Do everything. I just, this is fun for me, and we're gonna be shooting some videos. I'm gonna be fishing a Delta tournament, hopefully coming up pretty soon in the next couple of weeks, so that'll be cool. It should probably be the next video, maybe one between that, maybe kind of just getting ready for it. So anyways, yeah, like, comment, subscribe, let me know, you know, what you think. Let me know what you think about the new graphs and all the stuff. Okay, and again, thank you very much to Manteca Bass Pro Shop and Rick and his whole team down there. You guys really kicked butt, and hopefully it all works in the next couple of months, huh?